I'm Gurminder Banga, a business visionary and a photographer who has been capturing the souls of humanity for over the past 10 years. Today, I'm going to share with you what education failed to teach me. From a young age, I was a hustler. In middle school, I purchased 5 samosas for $1, and I would sell them to my friends for $1 each. In high school, I bought fireworks for bulk, and I sold them from the trunk of my mom's truck. And in 3 days, I made $2,000. So when it came to choosing what university to go to, it was pretty simple. I only knew of a science program and a business program. Considering I was a pretty good hustler, I decided to become a businessman. I worked hard, and I applied, and eventually I got in to the Schulich School of Business. But today, I'm going to share with you everything that school failed to teach me. The real stuff, how ignorance is not always bliss, how I put my business ahead of my relationships, and how I prefer to be one man. And through this, I learned, at the end of it all, to live in discomfort, and how I began to value my relationships over my business, and how I went on from being one man to simply just being human. Let me paint a picture for you. In university, I was so scared to raise my hand, because I felt like if I was wrong, I would be terribly embarrassed. I hated presentations because I felt like I was just never good enough. I didn't have any friends, and I didn't have much of a social network because I felt I didn't fit in. And I felt like I didn't belong. 8 years looking back, I realized that I was ignorant. I realized that I chose not to like school. I chose that I did not present well. I chose not to have friends, and I chose not to belong. I felt like I was better than everyone else, and that's what kept me comfortable. That's what kept me in my comfort zone. Comfortable is the easy way of being. Have you ever been to an NBA game and you're sitting in the stands with your friends, and how easy it is to comment about the players? Oh, that guy sucks. He could have hit that shot. The players are the ones who are on the court. The players are the ones who are discomfortable. The players are the ones that put up with the noise, put up with the pressure, and they're the ones who can change the game. Well, school didn't teach me how to play the game. It just taught me how to take the shots. School didn't teach me how to embrace being discomfortable. And school definitely didn't teach me that every moment has an opportunity. My entire life, I never wanted to be a photographer. I was a good business owner, or so I thought. So one day I saw the competition. I saw what they were all doing, and I told myself, I can do that. And simply by stating those 4 words, my journey began. My team, it was a bit complicated because it consisted of my brother, my 2 sisters, and my best friend. In the beginning, we sucked. But over time, we got better. And over time, we learned. And eventually, we got recognized on an international platform. We were ranked top 5 photographers in all of Toronto. And you'd think with all this success, the idea that was going on was, their business is great, their team is doing really well, and Gurminder's up to something big. But the reality was that success has a cost. For me, my business came number one. The business was me, and I was the business. And I didn't know any different. And this put a strain on my relationships. I had a falling out with my best friend. My sisters and I were still trying to work to foster a healthy relationship. And the rest of my team, they didn't know the vision or the direction of the company. Not everyone has to pay the same cost for success. But these were some of the valuable lessons and experience I learned through my business, and definitely not through school. School didn't teach me how important it was to have meaningful relationships. School didn't teach me how important it was to have a partner who inspires you, who pushes you, who helps take you to the next level. These relationships are freaking hard work. Loving yourself wasn't taught to me through school. And it's not only loving yourself in a physical capacity, it's also mentally, through meditation and through mindfulness. I also had to learn balance, and that you can have it all. No school teaches you all of this, but life sure does. There's no I in team, so the saying goes. But I guess I never got the memo, because for me, I was the team. Owning your own business, it's a lonely journey. But as your business grows, you begin to add people to your team. But like I mentioned to you earlier, my team was comprised of my family and my friends. So when I started to onboard new team members, it was hard to integrate everyone together because there was no culture that was open and accepting to everyone. If your relationships at home are not fundamentally sound, imagine now if you have everyone in your business. But remember, I was still samosa selling Gurminder. I was young, I was ignorant, but now I had to be a leader. To me, this wasn't a recipe for a thriving business. 2 years ago, I really realized how disconnected I was from myself and from my team. So I made that my challenge and my personal mandate to work on personal development. Through Landmark, my business coach, Toastmasters, and being present, I learned that it was on me. That change comes from top down. I learned how to put humans first because I wasn't doing that with my team. I was treating them like business transactions. I lacked emotional intelligence, and I placed expectations on my team that they never would have been able to reach. So I was setting them up for failure. Working on myself has taught me the learnings to be a better leader, a leader who empowers their team to make the right decisions, a leader who allows their team to make the mistakes, and a leader who embraces change. This helped propel me in life. And these are the essentials that are needed for every business owner, for every student, and for every human who wants to grow and take it to the next level. To conclude, you should know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life, and my business hasn't reached the peaks of its potential. From up here, it's easy for me to say to you guys, do whatever it takes. Impossible is nothing. Just do it. But it's much harder than that. It takes work, it takes patience, and it takes time. And that looks different for everyone. For some people, that might be waking up at 5 a.m. every morning. That might be meditating to stay present. That might be attending workshops on development and public speaking. Or that might be simply crushing a killer workout. Whatever that is, you have to take the actions and stay consistent with it if you want those desired results. As students right now, you may have no clue what the future holds for you. And that's perfectly fine. That's exactly where you want to be. Because at this point, you're flexible and you're able to make the right choices. So today I'm going to leave you with something. Learning, the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. But the willingness to learn, that's a choice. Today, choose to live in discomfort because that's where the most growth happens. Choose to put your meaningful relationships first. And choose humanity as a race and love as a religion. Thank you.